Hello everyone, this is another video from Easy Electric series, and today we are going to learn how we could program the HMI and interface that with the PLC. Today we want to make this simple program on the HMI that with stop button you could stop your motor and have indicator for that, and also you could start the motor and have indicator there for motor. So stay tuned. So first let's focus on the hardware and the physical connection and see how what we need as a hardware that able to program the HMI. So for sure what you need first is a HMI. So what I have is KTP400. So it could be any model. So I have KTP400, which is very basic models. And I have my PLC here, which is CPU 1212C AC-DC relay. For sure it could be any Siemens PLC that you have. So the first connection is 24 volt for the HMI. So I actually use the 24 volt that I have on the PLC. So just be careful. This red one is positive and the ground is negative. Don't actually put that on reverse because it damages your HMI. So again, the positive port is more close to the F4. So for connection, you actually need a switch that able to connect your Siemens and the PLC and computer to the switch. So I could actually show you the picture of the switch. There is a different models outside you could purchase. Here, this is a models that we have on the Amazon. It is just 15 bucks. So as you see, this is Ethernet switch. So the switch, the port 1 will be connected to the PLC, port 2 HMI, and port 3 to the computer. So technically you are making kind of the network, and these three devices, which is the HMI, the computer, and PLC, able to communicate with each other. You make sure you have a power. This goes to your switch, this goes to the switch, and also you have from one port of the switch to the computers that you have. So that's actually a first step to you make sure your physical connection, your hardware is ready. So before we go to the software, we need to check one thing on our HMI. So after you turn this on, you see the same menu on your HMI. So we need to go to, let me actually show you, we need to go to the setting, check something, and make sure let's go up. So I'm actually looking for some info from my, I go to the system control. Okay, you click that and go to system info. So here you could see actually two things. Number one is the device, which is for me is KTP400 Basic. This is what we mentioned. Another important thing you should be careful. You need that whenever you upload the software to the HMI. So that's actually is an image version. So as you see, mine is 15.01.00.24.001. So I need to remember that. So I remember from here, I need my image version is a 15. You could actually write it down actually somewhere, that make sure, because as I said, you will need that later on. So now we actually done with the wiring, with the hardware connection. Let's go back and do our software programming. We need actually TIWA software. So here I have version 19. So TIA software, just be careful whenever you are downloaded. So you need to download it with the software that is a WinCC Basic, Semantic WinCC Basic. So WinCC Basic is the software that you need for programming your HMI. Whenever you download the TI portal. So usually that is there. There is a check mark there, but if you want to customize, some people uncheck that if they don't want to work with HMI. But whenever you are download the TI portal, make sure you actually download Semantic WinCC Basic with that. Otherwise, you couldn't actually upload the program to HMI. If you already download TI portal and you don't have WinCC, still you could go to the Siemens website and download the Semantic WinCC Basic. So that means on the software part, make sure you have a TI portal plus WinCC. That's a neat software that we could start. So I already have a TI portal. I have the WinCC Basic. So let's start to program. So I actually click on the TI portal. I want to go and create the new project. So I'm going to find the path. So my path here is this folder. I select this folder, and you could give any name. So I give first HMI is the name that I choose to have it. So I created. So it takes few minutes for sure. Okay, so then after that you configure the device. So then you choose the add a new device. So in the new device, as you see here, you could add the controller HMI. We add HMI later on. For now, let's add the controller to this project. So mine is Semantic S7 1200. The CPU, I choose unspecified CPU 1200. So it's actually go recognize that. So I add it. So I want to it's actually go recognize the PLC rather than we give the CPU's models. There is much easier, and also you make sure your software able to recognize your PLC that you have. So we have it here. So I say detect, and let's do detect one more time. So now let's do start the search. Let's see if we could find the PLC this time. You find it. We just just wait few minutes and see. It could be detected not. It say assign the IP. I say yes. So they assign the IP address. So we say trusted PC. I say yes. So log in with project units. Okay, user type, login with access level password. I give a password. Looks I don't have any other option. So I give a password and see what happened. So it looks it goes through. So now let's see it's able to recognize my PLC. My PLC is there. Yeah, here is very important part. So you could do later on too, but whenever this is pop up, you just say protect the PLC configuration from, I don't want any protection. So let's say next. So here I uncheck that, only allows secure PG, PC and HMI communicate. I uncheck that. So, and here, this is an important one. Whenever it's ask or bring you to the PLC access protection, make sure you choose the HMI access. This is very important. If not do that, whenever you push the button, it says I couldn't write on the PLC. So this is for sure should be on the HMI access. I show this later on also. If you are not doing in the beginning, is not pop up, how you could do before you upload. And if you miss that here, or sometimes it's not bring these windows pop up whenever you somehow add the devices. So I will show that later on. So I say next, I say finish. Let's see, we should be good or not. Yes, we are actually good here. So as you could see here, I add a PLC. So now I'm going to add a new devices. So come here, say add a new device. So this time I'm defining the HMI. So here you put the type -4-inch display, KTP basic. So it is these numbers. So where you could find these number, it is on the back of your HMI. If you take a look to the back of the HMI, you could find that number there. And also, if you purchase that, usually you could find that on the bills that they send. They give you the name what you purchase and also the model. But I say also there is a label on the back of the HMI, you could find that. So here is important. Why? Remember, in the hardware we check the image version was 15, so here is 17. If you keep that on 17, whenever you upload it, it's not going to be uploaded and you get the error. So because my image version was on the HMI Y15, I put that on the 15. This is very important things. It takes me a long time. I figure out that, so I'm here share with you, make your life much easier. So if you put the other version, it's actually is not compatible. Whenever you upload it, you get the error. So make sure this be a match with whatever you check in the beginning in the setting on your HMI. So if you forget it, watch the beginning of this video. Whenever I talk about the hardware connection, I mention how you could find that version on your HMI. So let's say okay. So now it should be open me HMI Windows. Let's see what it's bring for us. So this is actually a window of the HMI. We need to some setting. The most important one, you need actually select the PLC that you connected, because I already add the PLCs there. You choose the PLC one, which is the PLC that I added few minutes ago to my project. So then you say next. You could actually play with this. It just customize the screen. For now, we just keep all defaults and say next. Here, if you want to have more than one screen add to your home screen, here is the place that you should do that. So again, if you miss that, still later on the HMI, you could actually add them. For now, I keep all as a default. So here is same. If you want to have more system screen that somehow have access to your system, here you should put the check mark. I keep very basic. So here, yeah, again, if you want to have these 4 button at the end of your screen, you could actually add here. Again, I'm just keep all default, make that simple. So if you are interested, you could add them. So let's say finish and see if we could get our first page of the screen. Okay, so this is what we have. So as you see, we added. So here you see there is a few toolbox here you could add, and also here you have some you could see the screen and you could see what you are adding. So let's start with the first program. So let's go to the program blocks in the PLC, goes to the main. First make the simple PLC program. We want to turn on and off the motor, and also put one light there that whenever motor is on, the LED is on, indicator is on, and also we should start and stop the motor. So let's add a simple program here. So let's have the simple start stop with the latch motor. So we need this. Again, if I have some video I explain how you could do that. So here I'm just add the simple program. So here I'm going to add the motor for as an output. So Q0.0 is a motor. Later on, I'm adding the tags. So here, important thing is the switch. So we are not going to have a physical switch to turn on and off the motor. We want to have some virtual switch on the HMI that able to on and off the motor. That's the reason I, instead of assign the physical input, I just use the memory bit. So I use M00 for stop, and this should be actually M01 for start. So, and this one for sure we want to latch the motor should be again Q00. Okay, so I just rename these tags. So if I could right click, rename the tag, this should be stop. I change it. This should be the start. So this is a start. Change it, and this one will be our motor. So I say motor and change it. So summary of the logic that we have. So you have start, stop. These are actually the memory bit. Whenever you push on the HMI, technically they are writing the M0 and N01. So that means whenever this is this is normally closed. In normally closed, if you have no trigger, you have a power here. So if you push the motor, so if you have a trigger, so this is actually the closed short circuit. So you have a power, your motor is on. So if motor is on, motor control this, technically you have a trigger, this is on. That's why even you release that, your motor is on. The only case you could actually shut down the motor, you should actually do stop. So start the motor. Whenever you release switch, still motor is on. Whenever you push the stop, it is actually is stop. So very simple logic. So again, if you want to see this in more detail, take a look to my Siemens PLC programming playlist. I have some video which I explain that. So it should be good. Let's just load this in our PLC. I compile it. So as you see, compile, finish, we are good. I'm going to load the program to the microcontroller, to the PLC. So same story here happen. So the network here is important. This is how you could see, because here it says which network it is, should be PNE1. So let's see, it actually shows the connection that we able to load. Yeah, it takes the time. Now it's connected, so now you are actually loading. I will explain how you could know the name of these connection later on. So let's load it. It asks for the password that we put. Let's just put that password again and load it. So see, it goes load to the PLC. Let's say stop all, load it, and looks it's actually loaded without any error. So we finish now. Yes, this logic is loaded to the PLC. Just one thing how you could check the connections and your network. Here on the right is device and network. It goes there. You will see my PLC connected to the HMI, and this is the network. So this is a connection protocol. So you actually make sure that's there. So if you want to check the IP address of them, so you click on these ports. See these port, you click on the PLC, then click on these port, then click on these properties. So if you click on these properties, you see the Ethernet addressing. It says The IP address for my PLC is this, end up with 192.168.0.1. So now again I go to the network view, do the same thing. I click on the HMI and click on this port, and then see if we could to click on this port and see if we could have the, yeah, go to the general or Ethernet address. So see, the PLC was 198.168.0.1 and the HMI is 2, which is, make sure they are these in the two separate IP address, which is, it's usually happen automatically. You don't need to do anything there. So this is just, I want to show how you could actually see the network that you built and make sure it is actually, the connection is right. So what we did so far, so we actually load this program. So now let's go back to the HMI. For going to HMI, comes here, you see the HMI, you comes to the screen and you see the root screen. So click on the root screen, you come here, let to customize this. If you click on this message, so easily you could somehow edit it. If you don't like that message, you get rid of that. I like it. I just put just somewhere here. Look nice. If you click on this, even you could see here, customize, change the color. I don't know, the border name, the background, and also the color, corner radius, and too many things. You could easily customize that, right? So this is for a background, this is for text. So for me, it looks nice. I actually leave that there. So then I comes to the element and choose one switch. So this is your switch. So easily you could move anywhere that you want. I move it here. So I make that a little big. If you click on that, you see it's give you some. Yeah, I want to just make that a little big. So this size looks good. So I move a little this side that have one indicator here. So I double click again here, it's give the property you could change. So I say this is a start. I click, copy that. Again, you could do that from the other side, but you bring another one from here. The copy paste is good because it's the size will be exactly the same and you don't need to change the adjust the size later on. So I click on the start again. So here you see the properties, maybe the background we change it. So just make sure it's in the appearance on the property, you say solid. Then you actually say the color, you could change the start. Usually is a green, we put on the green. If you want to put the border, you could do that. I'm fine with that. I leave it as it is. So same thing for a stop. I come here, change to the solid, and change the color to the red, which is a stop. Usually is a red color. So something like that is okay. So now the other important things, you click on these, start again. So we did appearance. So the next one is this event. So here, make sure it is on the press, then you add a function. So the function that you add, you could come here, all system function. So and find set by press. Let's see, is it there or not? I'm looking for a set. Yeah, set bit while key pressed. This is what we should do that because we want to set the bit whenever we press that. And that will be saved inside M0 and M00 and M01 for a start and stop that we have. So here, click on the tags. So you click on these three dots and now you go find the tag. So to just make that a little bigger, this is so small. Find the PLC tags, this is important, and the default, you already have these three that I already made it. I choose this start, which we match with the tag start that I made. I say okay, and its initial value is 0. Whenever you push it change 1, you don't change that. Same thing for start back there. Make sure this is on the, you are on the event, press, add a function. So in the function, same function, set bit while key pressed. Just find the right tag, go these three dots, it's open. Make sure you find the PLC tags and you find these stop that we want to somehow assign. So I put a stop and the default is 0. Whenever you push it should be 1. So it looks good. I want to have an indicator too. So I'm coming here with the basic object, choose the circle, bring these here, maybe make that much bigger on the side. So you click on that, so goes to the properties. You could actually change the appearance. I don't want to do anything with that. Go to animation. So here you click dynamize colors and flashing, click on that. So here is a tag name. We should actually again assign a tag for that. Again, PLC tag is a motor, so we want to, whenever motor is on will be on, whenever motor is off that indicator will be off. I assign the tag. So here range is important. So whenever it is 0, the color is okay. So let's to add more and say whenever it is 1, we want to change the color, not this one black. Let's to say the nice color, maybe the red is a good one. Yeah, so it says it should be a 0, and whenever 0 is it's the on color. Yeah, actually these are the border color, so I really don't need to change them. So let's just here background color, which is this is fine. I should change this to the red if you want to, whenever it is want to be red. Okay, that's okay. So you could customize these if you want. So for me it's okay. So now I'm almost done with what I should do here. Similar with the PLC, after you finish your work here on your HMI, so make sure you actually click on this. Then similar to the PLC, so you should compile. It says we are good, so then you load it to the HMI. So ask the same process. You should be able to connect to the HMI. So wait, so see, even you could flash that. So then let you actually wait a little more. So now we loading. So now you are loading. So if everything is fine, so you shouldn't get any error. But if you don't have WinCC Basic, or even the version that I show you, the HMI version is not match what the HMI that you define here, so you will actually have a problem here. You load it and you will get the error in this step. Mine is good, so I already did all of them. I loaded. So now back here you see it's now that initial setting is gone. So now you actually load this on your you have the same thing here on your HMI. So again, if I back to what we have here, we could go to the main again, and let to just goes to the live mode here. So now let to go and push that and see it's really, we could see it's changed this or not. So let to do this, let to back here. Now I'm going to push the start button and see what's happened. So as you see, it's on. So here it's also on, and what you see on the Q00, it is also is on. So now the same thing, I stop it, it is stop, and whenever you push it, you actually is on. So easily you could make that on and off. So even if you back here, you would actually see maybe here I started, stop it, started, and my motor, which is Q1, you actually take a look to that, it is off, and also in these indicators shows it is on and off. So that's what we have. So let I actually show you one more things here, which is very important. So I'm going to turn this, go to the offline mode. So if you in the beginning you couldn't actually have that HMI access level that I mentioned in the beginning of that, so this is the how you could go and have access that page again. So if you go to the PLC device configuration, so then after you click on the device configuration, click on your PLC. So after you click that, you could see here on the general, you see the protection and the security. So this is, if you go all the way down, so here is the place that we already get the Windows pop up, and we did. So if you are actually not see that page, here is a place that you should come and make sure this is on the HMI access. If you are not in the HMI access, this is what's happened. Whenever you download it, everything is fine, but whenever you push the button on the HMI, it gives you error that the HMI couldn't write the tags, and the reason is you didn't give him in the full the HMI access. If even you put in one of these, is not going to be work. So this is what I want to say. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching this video.